Hello everyone, my name is Brian from Troxon Electric. Today, let's talk about this Dyness 5.12 kWh lithium iron phosphate battery. This battery here is made by a top tier brand called Dyness. Let's look at the technical and performance parameters. First of all, let's look at what makes it a 5.12 kWh battery. Here, we have the battery rated at 100 ampere hours and with a nominal voltage of 51.2 volts. So to get the energy stored, we multiply the ampere hours times the nominal voltage, giving us 5.12 kilowatt hours as the energy stored in the battery. Let's look at how we get the nominal voltage of 51.2 volts. Lithium iron phosphate batteries that are made on the 48 volt architecture usually have 16 cells that are connected in series. So each of those 16 cells have a voltage of 3.2 volts. When we multiply 3.2 times 16, we get the nominal voltage of 51.2. This battery here also has a 90% depth of discharge, which is among the highest of the batteries within its range. So that gives us a usable energy of 4.6 kilowatt hours. Now let's look at the C rating. The C rating is basically how much current you can draw and put into the battery in 1 hour. Let's look at the recommended C rating, which is 0.5 C or 50 amps. The maximum C rating, which is 100 amps or 1 C. Then the peak C rating for 10 seconds is 110 amps or 1.1 C. This basically means, if we look at a typical example of having an induction cooktop or a cooker that is drawing 1.8 kilowatts. So if you are cooking for 1 hour, you are drawing about 1.8 kilowatt hours. That's 1.8 units of electricity. And in terms of current, you are drawing about 35 amps. That is less than the 50 amps, which is the recommended charge and discharge current. This means this battery is able to handle cooking very well. But we don't recommend cooking with the 5 kilowatt hour battery at night because you'll be using most of the energy you would have retained for essential loads like the lights, TV, and the fridge at night. Now let's look at the peak C rating of 1.1 C. Let's take an example of a 5 horsepower motor. A 5 horsepower motor will typically draw 3.7 kilowatts, but in the first 5 seconds, motors usually have an inrush current which is about 1.5 times the rating of the motor itself. That means that motor in the first 5 seconds will draw about 5.5 kilowatts, meaning this battery, because of the peak discharge current for 10 seconds of 110 amps, will be able to handle the inrush current and be able to sustainably have the motor running. This Dyness lithium iron phosphate battery also comes with 6,000 cycles. That means you are able to use this battery for more than 15 years of continuous use. A cycle is basically when you charge and discharge the battery. We assume that charging happens during day when the sun is there, and then you discharge the battery at night. So we count a day as a cycle. When we divide 6,000 by 365, we get about 16 years as the usable life cycle of this lithium iron phosphate battery. Get this top tier lithium iron phosphate battery at Troxon Electric. We have the 2.56 kilowatt hours at 24 volts. We have the 5.12 kilowatt hours like this one here at 48 volts. Then we have the 16.07 kilowatt hours also at 48 volts. These batteries here are designed to power your homes and businesses efficiently well.
Troxon Electric.